Hi, my name is Emily Whittier, and my TED Talk is about how fine arts affect other areas of education in a positive way. The question that I want to answer during this video is, should it be required for students to participate in a fine arts class because of its educational benefits? Obviously, I think that the answer is yes, and I hope that you will too by the time I'm finished telling you about all the benefits it has. To clarify, when I say fine arts, I mean music classes, which are band, orchestra, and chorus, visual arts, theater, and dance, which most high schools have all of these programs. But they might not in the near future because education funding is always being cut, and the first thing that the government wants to cut from education is fine arts. I understand that this is practical because they can't cut math or science from schools, which we all know would be a bad idea. But I don't think it's fair that they should be able to just cut out fine arts so easily. It would change the world in such a huge way, and that I think these classes should be taken more seriously. This paper shows SAT scores in relation to fine arts classes. The first column has students who have taken 4 or more years of a fine arts class, and I don't know if you can see it very well, but the bottom column has the average SAT scores for a student who's never participated in a fine arts class, and the top scores are significantly higher than the bottom ones. I found another article that asked the question, are smart people drawn to the arts, or does art training make people smarter? I understand that some people might be offended by this question, but it is not my question. I found it on an article, and I'm certainly not trying to offend anyone. The question, I think, cannot be answered because we don't know for sure, but we can prove that fine arts makes people smarter. It raises test scores, creative thinking, patience, and determination. Another article that I found actually talked about what playing a musical instrument can do to the brain. It says that playing a musical instrument increases the number of synapses in the brain. Now, synapses are the chemical connections that form circuits between neurons in the brain, and these are created during learning. This here shows the baseline for the number of synapses in the brain. The bottom shows the number of synapses of a musician, and the top the number of synapses of a non-musician, and you can see the difference. They're much greater in a musician because of all the time it takes for them to learn and practice how to play their instrument, and all the concentration and effort that it takes. All of these facts don't even compare to the immeasurable effects that fine arts have on a person. A sculptor by the name of Magdalena once said, "Art does not solve problems, but makes us aware of our existence." I think that this proves that art does not have to be your life to change your life, and I think that I'm an example of that because I love band very much. I've been a member of band since 6th grade, and it truly has changed my life, and I consider it my life at the moment, but I'm not necessarily passionate about playing the clarinet. I do enjoy playing it, but I don't want to continue doing that for the rest of my life. It's not what I want to do with the rest of my life. But despite that, I can't even verbalize how much band has affected my life, and being part of a musical ensemble has taught me how to listen, how to be patient, and how to concentrate with a group. And marching band has taught me about determination and how to work well with others and how to be a leader. Here are some statistics showing how normal citizens are concerned about education and how things are changing very quickly and not necessarily for a good way. 93% of people think that arts are necessary for providing a well-rounded education, which I believe is true, because colleges aren't just focusing on SAT scores and GPAs nowadays. They're focusing more on how well-rounded of a student you are, and I think that arts is a great way to show that you're a well-rounded student. 86% of people think that fine arts encourage and assist in improving a child's attitude towards school. 83% of people think arts education helps children communicate more effectively with others, and 79% of people think adding fine arts is the first step to fixing the problem with education today. I believe that all of these facts are true and that everybody should consider them more often. So, it's been proven that fine arts will improve performance in other subject areas, but if you're still speculating it and you're not convinced, then give this thought a quote by Howard Gardner. It says, "No one argues that students should make math. No one argues that students should take math because it will make them perform better in music. But they certainly argue the opposite of that." This topic is absolutely relevant to everybody because it could change the face of education if arts are taken out of education. And everybody's concerned with how we educate the future generations because it will affect our future and the future of the world. If you're not involved in a fine art, I really encourage it because it will help you discover a new part of yourself. Thank you.